drop my older son off. And that's my younger son together, and we're riding around, having fun, get to the house. Right before we get to the house, pull to the house, the phone, 4:15. Hey, it's the AD, we talking. You're the guy. And to let my son hear that, the conversation, and how excited he was, and he cried a little bit, and he gave me a big hug. He was like, Dad. I was like, just the insurance, because he was taking those rides to Oxford, running here, running there, paying my dues to try to get to this point now. All the sacrificing, the hour ride up and back, 2 hours practice game, all the road games, this and that, all the players who I've coached prior are all a part of this journey now. Now it went from present all the way back to Browns, and then back to the future, Marty McFly. I'm going all the way to the future. They went past future, just that quick. So, and to have my son to hear what was going on was beautiful. And to hear that assurance that you're the man, you're the guy that we want you to lead the program was, and where we're from. We're from the bottom, but just to get out and to get that was the highest of high. And I'm still.
And what's crazy is in our city, in our state, and AI is like kind of deemed like an ivory tower. Like it's the school up on the hill. Like you go to certain schools, most kids don't got cars, and if they do, they whatever. You go to AI, it's the Hockessin and the Greenville kids. It's a different culture, it's a different environment, but it still has this mix of inner city kids, the West Side kids, and things like that. But overall, it's a different atmosphere. So to know that you Gray walk into a different atmosphere and try to redirect the program, man, I got to salute you for that, like real big. So as we get to the end of this, podcast, I got a couple of more questions. I'm gonna let you go. What does a Coach Price team play like?
Full of energy, hard-nosed, gonna fight you to the end. If we're up 20, down 20, we still coming after you. We're not quitting. Never quit attitude. Even if we're up 20, down 20, you're not getting nothing different. It's gonna be the same intensity, the same fight you're gonna get. So
okay,
if you're fighting for a world championship, it's going 12 rounds. Not going knockout early. We're gonna fight to the end no matter what. So
my next question, I got two more questions. I'm gonna let you go. In your personal experience, what's the difference in coaching girls and boys? You've done both, and you've had teams of mixed with girls and boys. But what's the difference? And do you have a preference?
No, when you out here coaching, saving lives, it don't matter.
Don't matter. Okay.
So
what's the difference in coaching girls and boys? Like, what are
the guys? Okay.
Let me get two little bullet points on each. Like, what's different about coaching boys versus what's different with coaching girls?
Coaching boys, us being guys playing, when you got to a certain point, a level, what did you think? I'm already good. I'm nice. They can't tell me nothing. You know that, just that attitude. And it's very rarely you get some that still want to work on their craft, not saying I'm this, I'm that, I'm this and that. And then the guys are hard-headed. They don't listen all the time. You have to they have to learn it and see it for you to prove them, like, I told you I was right. With the ladies, it's more structured. They listen. They pay attention to detail. The little things mean more than the guys.
The nuances of the game.
Yes. The guys got to get almost wooed and overwhelmed to see it.
Or got to get their tail kicked real good and come back and eat some crow and say, okay, coach, I tried it my way. We lost by 30, so I got to listen.
You're right. I saw you talking about, you're 100% right. The ladies, Get to worry about that. They're already
stand and perform.
ready. It's
All right,
just critiquing.
last question. And this has been a question that's been floating around Delaware high school basketball for 15 years.
Okay.
Shot clock. What are your feelings? Should Delaware have a shot clock and join the other 7 to 10 places with shot clocks, or should they stay with the old way and just let it do what it do? What do you think? Yay or nay? And then give me your opinion on it.
Okay. I think it should.
Okay.
Because now the coaches have to coach. You have to put sets together, plays together, time management. That means more possessions. The game is going a lot more quicker. When these kids who are going to play college doesn't be lost, even if they're not on the circuit playing AAU at the high level, they can play with a shot clock.
Right.
So they're already adjusted. Go to college, they already had the clock in their head. Players who don't play with the clock in their head takes a long time to figure it out. It takes them a while. It doesn't happen overnight because you got to get used to playing with the clock.
Right.
So
that first month and a half, 2 months of summer and fall be rough. If you're not an elite player and you got a scholarship or you walked on and made the team and you have never played with that clock,
you in trouble. You in trouble.
And the funny thing is, a 30 to 35 second shot clock, when you don't know what you're doing, seems like it goes like that. But when you understand the game, it's actually a long time.
It's too long.
Like 30 seconds is a very long time. It just doesn't seem like that because the game is moving fast. But if you try to hold your breath for 30 seconds, you couldn't do it. Like, it's a long time.
Especially you playing both ends hard and your lungs burn that first 2 times down. You like, man, this is crazy. No, and then, if a team gets 3 rebounds on one end,
that clock that went back to 14 3 different times.
You're playing defense now for over a minute and change, playing full hard defense. It's hard. So I believe
you are pro shot clock.
Yes, 100%. Will it happen? Probably not. But it takes away.
But it's been on the table recently, and the new head of the DIAA is kind of open to it.
I hope he does because
it speeds
the game up. Yeah, it would definitely help.
She's kind of open to it, but it's more so the logistics of it, training a third person, paying a third person, and then from what I understand, because we know all the referees don't want it.
Yeah,
it's not the coaches and the athletic directors, it's the referees that say it's going to change the dynamic of what they do and what they've been doing.
Oh yeah,
and it is, and in all fairness, they're completely right. It's going to change the dynamic, but if we're in the business of helping kids, a shot clock will help kids. Every kid's not going to go pro, and every kid's not going to go to college to play basketball. But every child that puts on a uniform, one part of their brain says, there's the kid that says, I could go to college maybe, it'll help my scholarship, or the ones that's like, I'm going to college. But either way, they won't be a fish out of water when they get there.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. And, like you said, the fish out of water syndrome, when you have that, at least it helps them. And also, some of these kids experience that AAU, younger and older. So they're ahead of the game. And their clock in their mind is already on that. So it helps them.
And it will prevent the 4 corner style of playing.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
it will also allow you to come back if you down big because they can't hold the ball.
Yep, you got to be constantly
foot on the gas.
Yep, and you got to run a play or a set, and you just can't hold it and just say, okay, we'll hold it. But also in the big games or tournament games, there's 3 referees, so that shouldn't be an issue, really. That shouldn't hurt.
And by the Final Four being played at either the new 87ers Fieldhouse or the Bob Carpenter Center, those are professional arenas with professional staff. So if the round of 8, 4, and 2 is at the Bob Carpenter Center, the person that's on the clock for the high school game is the person that's on the clock for the college game. So it's what they do anyway.
Yep, and the shot clock is already there, all around.
Just like at the
So
87ers, it's already there.
It's already there.
Well, Coach Lucky, I appreciate your time tonight. This is the I-95 Hoops podcast. We were just on with Robert Lucky Price, new head coach of AI DuPont Girls Varsity. We're gonna be looking forward to meeting up with him again and doing some chalk talk, some strategy, some scheming, just some concepts. But we wanted to kick this podcast off with him and introduce him to the world and have him kick off the podcast. This is a brand new podcast. I have it start with one of my closest, nearest, and dearest friends. Any closing words, Coach Price?
Just, I had a great time. I thought you were gonna give me some hard, tough questions on this one. I thought maybe you're gonna pull the whole sink on me. I was like, okay, but you went right to it.
No. We wanted to be able to have real conversation about things we love to do and share their passion. We gonna get to some maybe in a week or two over the summer. We'll do another one on some player development stuff. We'll kick around some ideas to talk some player development. In the season, throughout the season, we'll touch in here and there strategy. Maybe do some updates of what's going on in the state of Delaware basketball, things of that nature. But for now, I appreciate your time. We're gonna close it out, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.